You think our laws today are tough? Wait until you hear about ancient Egypt. Their entire world revolved around one concept: Mat, the cosmic order of truth, balance, and justice. The pharaoh was its earthly guardian, and any crime wasn't just against a person. It was a direct attack on the universe itself. And the punishments? Well, let's just say they were creatively terrifying and designed to send a very clear message. So, what was the absolute worst crime you could commit in ancient Egypt? It wasn't murder. It was tomb robbery. To the Egyptians, a tomb was an eternal home, a sacred space for the afterlife. Disturbing a tomb wasn't just theft. It was destroying someone's chance at immortality and deeply offending the gods. The punishment for this ultimate sin was equally ultimate. While we don't need to get into the gritty details, let's just say it often involved methods like impalement or being burned alive. This wasn't just about punishment. It was about complete and total annihilation, both in this life and the next, ensuring the criminal couldn't find peace even in death. Now let's talk about money, or the ancient equivalent. Economic crimes were taken incredibly seriously because they disrupted the flow of society, a violation of Mat. Imagine a merchant caught shortchanging a customer, or a worker stealing grain from a state silo. For these kinds of offenses, the Egyptians had a uniquely permanent solution: mutilation. Criminals could have their noses, ears, or even hands cut off. Why so extreme? It wasn't just about pain. It was about creating a walking billboard of shame. In a society where everyone knew each other, a person with a missing nose was instantly recognizable as a cheat, permanently ostracized from the community. It was a lifelong mark of dishonesty that you could never hide. But what if your crime was against the pharaoh himself? Plotting against the ruler was high treason, the most serious offense against the state. You'd expect a swift and brutal public execution, right? Well, not always, especially if you were a high-ranking noble. For some traitors, the pharaoh offered a strange form of mercy called the Great Death. This wasn't an execution. It was a command to take your own life. It was considered a dignified exit, allowing the noble to avoid the public shame of a common execution and keep their family's honor intact. It is a bizarre mix of justice and royal clemency that shows just how complex their social structure was. It was a punishment, but a punishment with a sliver of honor attached. Of course, they also dealt with more common social crimes. Let's take adultery, for example. If you were caught, the courts could sentence you to a severe whipping or beating. Sometimes, all your property would be confiscated and given to the wronged spouse. It was a harsh deterrent to keep social order. But here is an interesting twist that shows their commitment to justice. Making a false accusation was also a serious crime. If you accused someone of adultery and couldn't prove it, you could end up facing the very punishment you wanted for them. It was a system designed to discourage lies and ensure that the truth, a key part of Mat, was always respected. They believed that justice had to be balanced on all sides. From mutilation as a social marker to state-sanctioned suicide for nobles, ancient Egyptian punishments were far more than just penalties. They were a powerful system designed to maintain cosmic order, protect the pharaoh's divine rule, and ensure society ran smoothly. Every law, every judgment, was a reflection of their deep belief in Mata. It shows us a world where justice wasn't just about right and wrong, but about keeping the entire universe in perfect balance. What do you think is the most bizarre punishment we talked about today? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dive into the strange side of history, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.